Welcome back, everyone. Ever had that moment when your ex suddenly reaches out? It can hit you like a wave. Maybe it's a gentle reminder of the past or a whole new emotional storm brewing. Suddenly you're left questioning everything. Why now? What do they really want? Should you even respond? It's totally normal to feel this way. You might find yourself torn between old emotions, new possibilities, and a sense of uncertainty. But here's the truth. This is your moment, not theirs. It's about who you've become since they were a part of your life. Pause and reflect. How much have you transformed? Have you worked on creating a new sense of peace and setting firm boundaries? Their message, whether it's just a casual check-in or a heartfelt apology, is not just about them. It's a chance for you to measure how far you've come. How you respond now can either support your growth or pull you back into old patterns you've outgrown. But let's make one thing clear. This isn't about proving anything to them. It's not about revenge, stirring up old drama, or reopening old wounds that are still healing. This is all about you. This is your chance to stand tall, control your reactions, and navigate this situation with the poise and wisdom you've been working on. As the Stoic philosopher Epictetus once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Your power lies in how you choose to respond, not in their actions or intentions. Sure, their reaching out might stir up a few feelings, whether it's nostalgia, a little flattery, or even a sense of confusion. But here's the secret. You are the author of your own story now. The words they send. You get to decide how much weight they hold in your life. You don't have to replay old patterns or make the same mistakes. Instead, this moment can be about checking in with yourself. Are you still the person who once accepted less than you deserve? Have you truly healed, or is there still something waiting to be addressed? Now's the time to ask yourself these key questions. Remember, you've grown and learned since they walked out of your life. So whatever you choose to do now, do it with the confidence of someone who knows their worth. This is where Stoic wisdom comes in, prioritizing reason over emotions, focusing on what's in your control, and letting go of everything else. In today's video, we're going to dive into 10 powerful strategies that will help you respond with confidence, maintain your peace, and protect your progress. Whether their message is a genuine olive branch or just a test to see if they can still pull you back in, it's time to focus on your journey. These tips are designed to empower you, helping you remain true to your values, your peace, and your emotional boundaries. So, if you're ready to turn this situation into another victory for your personal growth, stick with me. Let's dive right into it. Number 1. See their message as a reflection of them, not you. When your ex reaches out, it's easy to get caught up in wondering what their message says about you. Did you make the right choices? How far have you come since the breakup? But here's the reality. Their message is more a reflection of their emotional state than a comment on your worth. Whether they reach out of curiosity, guilt, regret, or loneliness, it's their feelings and mindset that are driving the message, not your progress. The Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "It is in your power to withdraw yourself whenever you desire." Perfect tranquility consists in the good ordering of the mind. This powerful insight reminds us that true tranquility comes not from what others say or do, but from within. Your ex's words are just external noise. They don't determine your value, nor should they ever cause you to doubt your self-worth. Instead of reacting impulsively, take a step back. View their outreach not through the lens of what it means for you, but through what it reveals about them. Are they seeking closure, trying to rekindle something they miss? Or perhaps they're testing the waters to see if they can still influence your emotional space. Whatever their reasons, It's important to focus on how their message fits into your growth rather than letting it derail your journey. The key question here is, how does this contact align with your growth and your values? Reflect on all the steps you've taken since the relationship ended, the self-love you've cultivated, the boundaries you've reinforced, the healing you've embraced. These are the real measures of your worth, not the fleeting interest of someone who once left your life behind. It's essential to protect your emotional boundaries during times like this. When an ex contacts you unexpectedly, it's tempting to absorb their emotions, whether it's their regret, sadness, or longing, but this emotional absorption only clouds your clarity. As Marcus Aurelius taught us, you have the power to control your mind and maintain your inner tranquility no matter what storms arise around you. So, here's your action step. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I define my worth from within, not by someone else's emotions. Speak it aloud, write it down, and fully believe it. Now is the time to claim your value, rooted in your growth, your strength, and your wisdom. Let their message be a mirror of their state, not a map of your journey forward. Number 2, don't fill the silence with over-explaining. When your ex reaches out, it's tempting to jump into a lengthy explanation. Maybe you feel the need to justify your silence, recount how far you've come, or list all the ways you've changed. But here's the thing, you don't owe anyone that. Stoicism teaches us to embrace simplicity, not just in how we think, but in how we communicate. By resisting the urge to over-explain, you send a powerful message of confidence and self-assurance that speaks louder than any elaborate justification could. The philosopher Epictetus once said, "First, learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak." This is a call to speak with intention, to be mindful and purposeful in your words. If you choose to respond, make it clear and concise. Long, drawn-out explanations can dilute your message and open the door to misinterpretation or even emotional manipulation. Simplicity or silence communicates a much stronger message. It says, "I've moved on. My peace is unshaken." Consider this. Over-explaining often comes from a place of seeking approval, validation, or reassurance. But your growth isn't a negotiation. It's not up for debate. It's real, it's yours, and it doesn't require anyone else's acknowledgement to be valid. By choosing to keep things short and sweet, you reinforce your boundaries and your autonomy. Think of this like a chess match rather than a tennis game. It's not about responding to every little comment. They make a move, and you make yours with strategy and poise. Speak when your words will add value, but let silence do the heavy lifting when it needs to. If they truly want to understand you, they'll observe the calm strength you've built, not just the words you say. Here's your action step. Drop this affirmation in the comments. I don't need to explain myself. My actions and peace speak for me. Write it down, say it out loud, and believe it. Your journey is yours to live, and you don't need to narrate it for anyone. Let your growth and confidence shine through your actions, not your words. Remember, sometimes the most powerful message is the one that goes unsaid. Number 3, consider what they're seeking and why. When your ex reaches out, the first question you should ask is, why now? Why this moment? Timing is rarely a coincidence. People don't usually reach out because they've had a sudden epiphany about your worth. More often it's driven by their own emotional needs, loneliness, nostalgia, a desire for closure, or maybe just curiosity to see if they still have a place in your life. The truth is, their message is about them, not about you. The Stoics believed in being intentional and thoughtful with every action. Marcus Aurelius famously said, "It is not death that a man should fear, but he should fear never beginning to live." In this context, replace death with distraction. Don't let their timing distract you from the life you've worked so hard to build. Recognize that their reaching out is likely driven by something they're going through, not because they've suddenly realized they need to be part of your life again. Take a moment to reflect on their possible motivations. Maybe they've been scrolling through old memories and wondering if they made the right choice. Perhaps they've faced challenges in their current relationships or personal life, leading them to revisit the past for comfort. Or maybe they simply want to know if you're still thinking about them. None of these reasons are inherently bad, but understanding them helps you respond with clarity rather than getting swept up in their emotional tide. Now, think about your own journey. What have you built since they left your life? Are you in a place where engaging with them aligns with your peace and progress, or could it risk reopening old wounds that you've worked hard to heal? The power here is in choosing your response from a place of self-awareness and strength, not curiosity or insecurity. Their timing doesn't dictate your answer. You are in control. To reinforce this mindset, here's your affirmation. I see through timing and motives. I respond with wisdom. Drop this in the comments, write it down, and let it remind you that you are the one steering your journey. You've come too far to let someone else's timing redirect your path. Stay grounded in your values. Weigh their intentions carefully and always choose what aligns with your peace and growth. Number 4, don't reopen the door without checking the locks. Reconnecting with an ex can be tempting, but it's important to remember that it's not always the right choice. Before you even think about letting them back into your life, pause and check the locks on your emotional boundaries. These boundaries are the safeguards that protect your peace, progress, and self-respect. If those locks aren't firmly in place, opening that door could put everything you've worked so hard to rebuild at risk. Ask yourself, are your boundaries strong enough to maintain your peace? Are they the same person who left you, or have they truly changed? Words can be persuasive, but actions are what count. Pay attention to their behavior, not just their promises. If you spot manipulation, disrespect, or inconsistency in their actions, the decision becomes clear. The door stays locked. Maya Angelou once said, "Never make someone a priority when all you are to them is an option." Let this be your guiding principle. If they haven't proven through their actions that they value you, don't let your emotions convince you otherwise. You are not someone's second choice or emotional safety net. You are worthy of respect and genuine connection. Checking the locks also means evaluating your own emotional readiness. Are you genuinely healed from the past, or is there a part of you that still longs for closure or comfort from them? If you're considering reconnecting because of unresolved emotions or loneliness, be cautious. This can easily lead you back into unhealthy patterns that you've already worked so hard to break. Boundaries are not just about saying no to others. They are about saying yes to your own well-being. When you protect your peace, you're prioritizing your emotional health. If they can't respect your boundaries, they don't deserve a place in your life. Here's your affirmation to strengthen your resolve. I protect my peace and unlock my door only for those who deserve it. Say it out loud, drop it in the comments, and let this affirmation be a reminder that your boundaries are sacred. You've worked too hard to create a sanctuary within yourself to let anyone disrupt the peace you've built. Stand firm and protect your growth. Number 5, neutrality is your greatest weapon. When your ex reaches out, your most powerful response isn't excitement, anger, or any intense emotional reaction. It's neutrality. A neutral response demonstrates that you've mastered your emotions and refuse to be swept up by their actions. It doesn't mean being cold or dismissive. It means responding with calm, clarity, and balance. Neutrality is a quiet strength that reflects emotional stability and independence. The Stoics often highlighted this mindset. Marcus Aurelius famously said, You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In this case, their reaching out is an external event. You can't control it, but you absolutely control how you respond. By embracing neutrality, you reclaim control over the moment, which ultimately steers the course of your life. Neutrality is your shield against manipulation. When you respond calmly and measured, it denies them the ability to read and use your emotions, whether consciously or unconsciously. If they were hoping for either excitement or confrontation, your composed response will stand out as a reminder that you no longer operate from the same emotional place they remember. Neutrality also grants you the space to reflect. Instead of rushing to respond with impulsive emotions, you give yourself time to check in with your values, your boundaries, and your intentions. This moment of pause ensures that any interaction aligns with your peace and self-respect, not just your immediate emotions. Imagine the strength in a response like, "Thank you for reaching out. I hope you're well." Simple, calm, and free of emotional charge. It conveys grace without reopening doors you're not ready to open. Neutrality is not weakness. It's a powerful declaration that you've moved beyond emotional dependency on their words or actions. Here's the affirmation I want you to hold on to. I respond with balance and strength, not emotion. Drop it in the comments and say it out loud, friends. Let it remind you that calmness is a choice, and one that empowers you. Neutrality doesn't mean you don't care. It means you care more about your peace than proving a point or rekindling old emotions. When you respond with neutrality, you're sending a clear message. You've grown, you've healed, and you're in control of your own narrative. Number 6. Treat this as a reminder of why it ended. When your ex reaches out, it can be easy to get swept up in nostalgia, idealizing the good moments, and forgetting why the relationship ended in the first place. Instead of getting lost in the past or their words, use this as a moment to reflect on the deeper reasons things didn't work out. What were the core issues? Was it a lack of respect, poor communication, or simple incompatibility? By remembering these lessons, you can ground yourself in the progress you've made and avoid repeating the same patterns in the future. Epictetus, a wise Stoic philosopher, once said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." In this case, the challenge is facing the truth about why the relationship ended. It's not about blaming your ex or making excuses. It's about using the experience as a mirror to understand what you've learned about yourself and what you now value in relationships. When your ex reaches out, don't let the emotional wave overwhelm you. Instead, treat it as an opportunity to reaffirm your growth and the wisdom you've gained. This isn't about completely closing the door on your feelings. It's about staying grounded in who you are now. Reflect on the patterns you've broken, the toxic dynamics you've escaped, and the respect you've gained for yourself. Let this moment serve as a reminder of why the relationship ended and give you the strength to never settle for anything less than you deserve. You've come so far since then. Don't romanticize the past. Yes, there were good moments, but those don't outweigh the reasons the relationship ended. You've evolved, and every step away from that past is a step toward the person you've become. Acknowledging this is a way to honor the lessons learned and the strength you've built throughout the experience. Number 7. Avoid giving immediate gratification. When your ex reaches out, there's often an underlying desire for quick satisfaction, whether it's an ego boost, closure, or just emotional comfort. But here's the reality. Your peace and emotional stability should never be at the mercy of their timing or emotional needs. This is where the Stoic practice of self-restraint comes in. Don't give in to the temptation of responding immediately to relieve their discomfort or satisfy their curiosity. If you choose to respond, make them earn your time and energy. Seneca, one of the most influential Stoic philosophers, wisely said, "The greatest remedy for anger is delay." This principle doesn't only apply to anger, it applies to all emotions. Reacting impulsively means giving up control over your emotions and actions. By choosing to delay your response, you regain that control. Instead of reacting in the heat of the moment, take a pause to reflect and assess whether responding aligns with your values and boundaries. Immediate gratification might feel tempting. Responding quickly might seem like the easiest way to resolve the situation or prove you're unaffected. But this fleeting satisfaction can lead to emotional turbulence in the long run. Giving in to this impulse often results in regret. When you resist the urge to react too quickly, you create space for thoughtful, intentional action. Action that supports your growth instead of reinforcing old habits. This delay is a sign of self-respect. By not rushing to respond, you're showing that you value your time and emotional energy. You are no longer at the mercy of their immediate needs or desires. You understand that your emotional well-being is sacred and shouldn't be disturbed for someone else's instant gratification. This is where your real power lies, in choosing when, how, and if you engage. Here's an affirmation to internalize. I control my responses. I respond only when it aligns with my values. Say it out loud, write it down, and let it empower you to stay in control of your reactions. You've worked too hard to find emotional stability and growth to let anyone dictate how you feel or respond. Delay your reaction, honor your boundaries, and respond only when it supports the peace and strength you've built for yourself. Number 8. Shift the power dynamic without saying a word. When your ex reaches out, it can be easy to slip back into old patterns, seeking validation or trying to prove your worth. But the truth is, you don't need to engage on their terms. You can subtly shift the power dynamic without saying a single word. Instead of focusing on their needs or emotions, let your response reflect how far you've come, showing your personal growth and inner strength. This shift is about reclaiming the narrative, demonstrating that your life is flourishing whether or not they recognize it. Your calm and confident energy will speak volumes, far more than any words you could say. There's power in showing, not telling. By responding with grace, you signal that you're no longer attached to the past, nor dependent on their recognition. Your life is thriving, and their presence no longer defines your happiness. This kind of silent power is magnetic. It shows that you're at peace, independent, and focused on your journey ahead. This isn't about arrogance or boasting. It's about quietly owning your progress. For example, instead of detailing all your accomplishments, a simple, "I've been focusing on exciting new projects and growing as a person," will suffice. It sends a clear message that you're not sitting around waiting for them to validate your success or happiness. You own your life, your happiness, and your future. As the Stoics believed, what we do in life echoes in eternity. Every action, even something as simple as responding to your ex, reflects the person you've become. Let your response mirror your evolution, not the insecurities or emotional attachments of your past. Affirm your power. I stand tall in my progress. I need no validation. Drop it in the comments and affirm this moment of self-empowerment. The power is yours, and it's time to shift it back to where it belongs, with you. Number 9. Use their reach out as a catalyst for gratitude. When your ex reaches out, it's easy to get tangled in old emotions or revisit the past. But instead of falling into confusion or regret, view it as an opportunity to practice gratitude. This is the perfect time to reflect on how much you've grown since the breakup and the positive changes you've made in your life. Gratitude is one of the most transformative tools we can use. It shifts our mindset and lifts our emotional state, reminding us of our strength, resilience, and growth. Marcus Aurelius, a great Stoic philosopher, said, "Dwell on the beauty of life. Watch the stars and see yourself running with them." This quote reminds us that life is full of beauty and growth, even amidst challenges. When your ex reaches out, don't let it derail your journey. Their message is just a small moment in the bigger picture of your life. Your story is about who you're becoming, the lessons you've learned, and how far you've come since the breakup. Gratitude helps you shift your focus from what's missing to what's abundant in your life. Instead of letting their message stir up emotional turmoil, use it as a reminder of your growth. Reflect on the strength you've gained from being alone, the independence you've developed, and the personal achievements you've accomplished since the relationship ended. Each challenge you faced was a lesson that strengthened you. Practicing gratitude in these moments reinforces your inner peace. It allows you to detach from the need for external validation, focusing instead on your own growth. It's a reminder that the most important relationship you have is with yourself. The love, respect, and admiration you seek from others must first come from within. Affirm your gratitude. I am grateful for my growth, my journey, and my resilience. Drop it in the comments and let this gratitude serve as a reminder of how far you've come. Uplift yourself and embrace the power of gratitude as you reflect on your growth. Number 10. Recognize when to let the chapter close. Sometimes, the most powerful action you can take when your ex reaches out is simply not responding. Not every message deserves your energy or attention. Silence in this instance is not avoidance. It is a statement of strength, self-respect, and closure. It signifies that the chapter they want to reopen is one you've already closed, and you're no longer willing to revisit it. When you recognize the right moment to let the chapter close, you demonstrate emotional maturity and mastery over your own narrative. Seneca, a Stoic philosopher, wisely said, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." The end of your relationship was the beginning of your new chapter, one where you are free to redefine your future and build a life that aligns with your values and goals. By choosing not to engage, you are affirming that the past no longer has a hold over you. You are signaling to yourself and to the world that you have moved on. There's no need to dwell on what was. Your focus is on what will be. Choosing silence doesn't mean bitterness or ill will. It means you understand the importance of boundaries. Not every message or interaction serves your growth. Some attempts may pull you back into old dynamics, while others seek closure or validation. However, true closure comes from within, not from external sources. By leaving their message unanswered, you take control of the situation. You acknowledge that you don't need another chapter of that story to feel whole or complete. This is a quiet act of self-respect. It shows that you no longer rely on someone else's actions or validation to define your emotional state. You've learned to respect your own journey, and part of that respect is knowing when to leave the past behind. The strength to let go is a powerful expression of your self-worth. There you have it. 10 unique ways to handle the moment when your ex reaches out. Remember, this isn't about them. It's about you and the life you're building. Drop your favorite affirmation in the comments. I choose myself, my peace, and my progress. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more life-changing insights. Until next time, stay strong, stay wise, and keep moving forward.